If you like this video even 1%, smash like button and please help us to grow more. Enola Holmes is the youngest sibling in the famous Holmes family. She is a freewheeling, strong-willed, and boundary-pushing young woman. She is extremely intelligent, observant, and insightful, and she defies the social norms for women of the time. Her mother, Eudoria, has taught her everything from chess to jiu-jitsu. Her mother also made her read every book in Ferndale Hall, their home, and was a big fan of word games. On the day of her 16th birthday, Enola awakens to find her mother has disappeared, leaving only some birthday gifts. One day Enola meets her brothers, Mycroft and Sherlock, but they fail to recognize her at first, not having seen her in many years. Sherlock finds her to be an intelligent girl, whereas Mycroft finds her troublesome, as her legal guardian. Mycroft intends to send her away to a finishing school run by the stern Miss Harrison. Enola finds clues and money left by her mother and escapes, disguised as a boy. Also, she saw something fishy on this train. In morning, her brother saw Enola escaped. On the train, she finds the young Viscount Tewkesbury hidden in a travel bag. She thinks he is a fool, but warns him that the man in a brown bowler hat, named Linthorne, is on the train, searching for him. She saved him from that man was going to kill Tewkesbury. To escape, Enola and Tewkesbury jump off the train together and flee to London, where they part ways. Disguised as a proper Victorian lady, she continues to trace her mother and leaves cryptic messages in the newspaper personal advertisements for Eudoria to find. As Enola continues to search for her mother, Linthorne tries to kill her, but she manages to set off explosives and escape. She decides that instead of continuing to search for her mother, she must first find Tewkesbury again to save him, because he can't defend himself. Mycroft has employed Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard to track Enola down. Meanwhile, Enola warns Tewkesbury and helps him escape but is caught by Lestrade, and Mycroft imprisons her in Miss Harrison's finishing school. Sherlock visits her and admits he is impressed by her detective work. Tewkesbury sneaks into the school hidden in a wicker basket, and they escape together, stealing Miss Harrison's motor car. They reach a fork in the road, and rather than returning to London, Enola decides they must go to Tewkesbury's home and face his uncle, who she has deduced was trying to kill him. The house is seemingly deserted, and Linthorne attempts to shoot them, but they manage to overcome him. Tewkesbury's grandmother is revealed as the real villain. She had his father killed and attempted to kill Tewkesbury, not wanting him to take his father's place in the House of Lords and vote for the Reform Bill. The next day, he attends the vote for the Reform Act and casts the deciding vote. The act passes. He and Enola exchange lovesick glances with each other and part ways, vowing to see each other again. Sherlock arrives at Scotland Yard, and Lestrade asks him two questions. Firstly, how he managed to solve the case, and secondly, how his sister solved it first. Enola deciphers a message she finds in the newspaper, but deduces it was sent not by her mother, but by Sherlock. At the meeting point, Sherlock and Mycroft eventually give up, while Enola, disguised as a newsboy, watches. Enola leaves an old toy for Sherlock to find, and despite knowing Enola was there, he chooses not to look for her. Enola returns home to find a surprise waiting for her. Not Sherlock or Mycroft, but her mother, in the very flesh. Eudoria confesses to her involvement in the women's suffrage movement and reveals that Enola beat her to her own goal. Mother and daughter rejoice in their reunion, but not for long. Eudoria has to conceal her identity and go underground, leaving Enola to her own devices. Enola understands her mother's compulsion and vows to send her Urize's coded messages should the need arise. After her mother departs, Enola affirms her empowerment and cycles away to glory.